Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I'd like to introduce the proud principal of Rickards High School, Mr. Doug Cook, who's doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Superintendent Pond, school board members, Madam Chair, school board assistant superintendent, deputy superintendent. Thank you for allowing us to be here. As the principal of James S. Rickards High School, I don't want to make it about me tonight, but I want to go ahead and introduce Mr. Harrington, our Technology Club sponsor, and he is going to talk about something our students are doing very exciting in the world of technology. So I will turn it over so we can make sure that we allow our students to be in the spotlight. Superintendent, thank you for allowing us to be here, and it is always wonderful to come before you in the spotlight. Mr. Harrington.
Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, members of the board, Mr. Cook, Dr. Barnes, thank you very much and good evening. I also plan to speak very briefly because I want my students to have an opportunity to talk about the great project that they came up with. The Technology Club at Rickards High School, on their own volition, their own initiation, entered the Verizon App Challenge this year and developed an application that I think is going to really be exciting for all of us. So without further ado, Sudhanshu Rath and Andrew Wilson, two of our seniors.
Wow.
Thank you, gracious benefactors. Here, if you would follow me on the screen, we have presented the app that we took a challenge from Verizon to develop in about roughly 1 month. And what this app, My Test Calendar, does is it tackles problems that current students in the high school platform have, namely management problems and a lack of preparation for standardized tests because of very rigorous studies. We decided that we needed some type of apparatus that could merge the two worlds together and bring in a very viable means on a tool that every student is very excited to use. The iPad, the Android, and this new phenomenon of mobile technology. So if we would, this is the whole layout of our application that we have developed for both platforms through use of HTML5 techniques. So adaptability to both iOS and Android systems, meaning this app is versatile and usable by all users.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
Yes, if you may, yes. In the initial setups of this application, the student or the user is presented with an opportunity to enter in their classes, their schedules, their rigorous schedules, and they have a chance to put in the 3 different red alerts or enablers that will help them move on through the day. If you may, please move to the next slide. Yes, in this example, we have seen that honors biology has been presented as a demo, and red alerts have been applied. If you could follow along, what red alerts does, it notifies the user that after a certain amount of time, their phone buzzes in their pocket. To tell them, hey, fill out your homework.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, fill out your homework for this class. This teacher is fresh in your mind. Give what you need to do. Is there a test? Could you please? Oh, yes, and you enter. Is there a test in for the next day or not? And things of that sort. Please. And then once the user does that for inside the app, it is automatically written into the calendar of the month. So they can go through a preview and have a whole entire agenda laid out for them already so that they can plan around their schedules to tackle problems like that. And next slide. And this would be the first one. And when we thought of this idea to develop this application, we tackled STEM principles, which are very necessary in taking the Leon County School Boards and American education to the forefront of technology, which Mr. Andrew Wilson will describe.
All right, thank you, Sudhanshu.
For the Verizon Innovative App Challenge, we were challenged to come up with ways that our application development process implemented STEM skills, which is a very important part of our curriculum today. What STEM really means is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our application under science provides an innovative platform that can be integrated into the science of students' curriculum and really helps to enhance the science education that a student may partake in, and certainly enhanced ours in terms of computer science. Under technology, our application helps to integrate technology into a learning environment, and it enhances the student's performance and scholastic awareness. For instance, by means of connecting a listserv to the application, the student's phone could tell them what upcoming events the school had, in addition to the calendar events that they had already placed. Under engineering, the app team has used significant technological programming and aesthetic engineering in order to create the beautiful user interface that you guys can see right now. We hope that it functions intuitively and can be accessible to all students and even teachers, perhaps. As for mathematics, the application did take some very intensive programming, and we hope that through the use of testing test preparation that is provided in the app, that it can help to augment a student's mathematical learning, as well as their, of course, their writing and English through the testing functionality of the application. Back to Sanshu.
And now, what we had in plan of developing this app is for you guys to take this to the next level. I think that this is a very viable apparatus. This is something that we it certainly enhanced our lives while working around our schedules in Rickards. And what this apparatus does is it engages students in a environment that they are enthusiastic about and using. If you will, imagine a student hand in hand with their iPhone, walking around in school, something that was traditionally not allowed. I think that aspect alone says, hey, my educators care about my education. They're letting me use what I find as fun to do, and it's natural. It becomes intuitive. And I think other than just using this boosting of personal value and engagement in the school curriculum, it will reduce costs to the school, namely planners and scholarship ideas and different things that are traditionally given throughout paper. Those need not be done printed again and again, year after year, because this versatile technology is paperless. And it can be adapted and spread out to encompass all platforms, providing a very cheap and very accessible tool to really put us and put all the school environments and community in the forefront of the technological race. So with this, I really think that you should take this into consideration. And what is a bonus is that this is a Rickards own. It's a homemade tool, and we're really trying to push the IT education, and which is something that isn't really being touched on that much in curriculum. And in this 21st century, I think this is what is necessary for us all. Thank you.
True. Thank you. All right. Yes, we should applaud. Wonderful.
I just want to tell you a few things about Sudan Shu came to me at the beginning of the year. He and I spent some time at Cobb Middle School together many years ago. And he came to me and said, Mr. Cook, we would like to start a technology club. I say, well, go to Dr. Barnes, who is here, the assistant principal, speak with her. So he went to Dr. Barnes, and she informed him, well, you need to get a sponsor. Mr. Harrington was gracious enough to become the sponsor, and look at our kids and look what they're accomplishing. And because of you, school board members, superintendent, allowing our students to dream, because I truly believe dreaming is something that our kids are losing, because they are dreaming about some sophisticated concepts, technology inventions, things that we could never think of. And so we need to continue to support them and provide a platform for them to be successful. So once again, thanks for allowing us to be here. James S. Rickards High School.
Of course. Thank you. Give him another. Ms. Lewis Butler? Yes.
Yes. What an invention. Do you have a patent yet?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, maybe that's in the making because you're
Perhaps.
bringing it to us tonight. At James Rickards High School, #1 academics. This is exciting. And because you're on the map, you don't have a patent yet, but that's in the making. And this app is so needed today. And I like what you said about students becoming excited. This app will cause students to become excited in science and math.
Yes, ma'am.
As a former biology teacher, I wish I'd have had this gadget, this apparatus. I haven't had this apparatus right now during that time. But as Mr. Cook stated, students are study inventing because someone like Mr. Cook and Dr. Bonds allow students to dream, and Mr. Harrington becoming its sponsor. I was at Rickards showcase on a couple Saturdays ago, and there was a showcase about students being involved in baseball and doing working with the cheerleaders, the baseball team, and now, as you can see being shown, we have great cheerleaders at Rickards, we have a great baseball team at Rickards, and #1, we have academics. And my hat's off to you, and congratulations on your invention, and you brought it to the right place.
Thank you, ma'am.
We will not fail you. It will go on.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Other comments? Mr. Superintendent, I think you wanted to.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to congratulate Principal Cook, for these great students, outstanding teachers, and let you know that we're currently working on some app development for our district. So this is right on time. Actually, we've got a couple of groups that we've been working on because we realize this is the way you're going to have to communicate with students directly in the future and even right now. So we're trying to get upgraded on our technology too, like you are, and you just represent our school system, and
Yes.
great job. And this, I hear a lot of things about our school system, and there's always ways we can improve. But when I have students that come in front of me and present like this, I know we're getting a lot of things right. And you're a reflection of what Rickards is about, and I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Hold on just a second, gentlemen, please. Mr. Van Camp, then Ms. Rasmussen.
I just want to thank them for their enthusiasm, what you presented. I'm a former math and science teacher, too. And just the way things have changed, in the 40-something years I've been here. And to realize how much in some aspects of our curriculum hasn't changed. And it's refreshing to see a group of young men take technology and really tell us that there is a new world out there. Maybe we don't need to be making you memorize facts anymore. Read all of the material and stuff we needed to do because it's accessible. There's not a topic we couldn't give these young men that they couldn't find out in 5 seconds, the answer to or with that. But this is the type of enthusiasm. But sometimes we've got to take a look at the actual curriculum and the way we are presenting it, because I know I have a grandson in the 9th grade. He's doing some of the same things I did in the 9th grade. Same almost format for doing it. And he's bored. And so I think what you're saying with the use of technology ought to give us all pause. We need to step back and just take a look at what we're currently doing. And of course, we know from the state level and other levels what's being passed down to us that we must do things the old way. But it's refreshing to know that there will be young men like you that maybe will make a difference, and it's time that we start taking a look at a new approach to allow our kids to do the things that they have an interest in, the things that they have the tools to do, versus just that old 75-pound textbook that they bring home with that. Because everything in there is at their hands, it's at their fingertips with that. And if we could just let them use technology the way it needs to be used and spend our time working on more relationships, on working together, getting along, group work, things about society, the changes and things that they're going to have to live in. Because I'm sure their world for my grandson's not going to be, all the stuff that he's memorized. Because I know the night is young, but I know I learned the third stage of the life cycle of a frog in 1961, which is a tadpole. And to this date, I don't think I've ever used that to advance my career,
Wow.
my knowledge, or my relationships with anyone.
I see.
And same way with the Pythagorean theorem. I can determine, the
Yeah.
length of a hypotenuse of a right triangle, but I haven't done it since high school.
Yeah.
And that, so thank you, young man, for just giving an old man a refreshing look that someone's going to take a look. That curriculum may change someday, that we're using the technologies available and the things our kids really would love to learn and to deal with in their new world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you're not done yet. All the old people have not spoken. Hang on. I mean, speaking for myself.
Some of us are not older than
That's
others.
right. That's right. Ms. Rasmussen.
Just to, not because I want to hear myself talk, but to make sure that you know that you've been heard. Just really grateful for your ingenuity, your enthusiasm, your motivation. Mr. Cook and I spent a lot of time at Montford Middle School, and so he's one of my favorite principals, and I know you've got good support, but to think that you all are the ones who are, there's a saying, you're not going to understand this, but way back in the dark days when I went to FSU, there's a saying, no, I'm not pointing at you, it's an inscription over one of the buildings at Florida State that says, half of knowledge is knowing where to find knowledge.
Yes.
That meant a lot back in the day when we had to go to the library to look for it. But nowadays, the information age with you and your handheld devices, to think of you using your, Mr. Superintendent, I have to point out that what these gentlemen have done is called service learning.
Yeah.
Because they have utilized their course content in a way that
Put it on Facebook right
Thank
now.
you. In a way that benefits our school system, and so and toward your end of improving our apps at the school system, I did notice they said if we needed anything to contact them, it was on their slideshow. So we look forward to seeing what great things you all will do when you graduate from Rickards. I hope you'll bring it back to Tallahassee after you go on and further your higher education, and I can't wait. I bet the two of you will be, I don't know, astronauts or rocket scientists or something. But thank you for sharing that with us. We're grateful. And we mentioned how much things have changed in 40 years. I remember when I first started on this board 4 years ago, and there was a policy about no cell phones in school. And so how quickly we've evolved into appropriate applications for technology that further the learning environment. So thank you for that.
Just prior to your taking your seats, board members, I have to say to you that before the board meeting, I met these gentlemen, and they were sharing with me what they were going to talk about tonight. So I've already plugged in a couple of things for the future generations in Leon County. But the first thing I want to do is to make sure that we are pronouncing your name right. So don't.
Sudhansu.
See?
Sudhansu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sudhansu. We want to do that because you and Andrew, sooner or later, are going to become the Bill Gates of the world.
Right.
And while we appreciate the innovation and the thinking outside the box, sooner or later there might be some resources in the way of monies coming from your outstanding achievements. And so we're realists on this board. The students that you'll leave here when you go off to MIT or to do whatever it is you're going to do with life, because I believe you're going to do some great things, you will remember those that you're leaving behind. And as you come back to tutor them and mentor them and send large checks to Leon County Schools, and remember your first advisor, who's standing there to your right, and the children and students of Rickards High School, please know that you have a school board who supports everything that you do. We hear what you say, and we are always interested in doing things that would help students to enjoy learning so that they can become great and even better citizens. So you've heard the statements from this board. You have our support. Continue to be creative, and I'd like for you in a month or two to come back and tell us more about what you're doing and how we might yet. Well, the superintendent's already said that we're going to be doing some things with you, so we're excited, and we hope that you can feel that. So are your parents here tonight?
Mine are not.
Okay, well, maybe they're watching on television. Tell them that we appreciate, tell them that we appreciate the time that they give to you and the way they support you. Thank you very much
Thank you, ma'am.
for being here tonight.
Thank you.